Welcome to Fairy Tale Access, where the head fairy's quest is to prove that fairy tales do exist in actual time rather than once upon a time. Together, we will unravel the heroes, young and old, who turn dreams into reality. These are the people who still believe in happily ever after. The discoveries will bend even our most cynical non-believers into believing in fairy tales. When you're on that Saturday or Sunday drive to nowhere with your parents, there's always going to be that stop that you never expected. And our stop is Purgatory Falls. It's the alpaca farm.
Yeah, it's the premier alpaca farm in New Hampshire is how we advertise ourselves.
Wow. And this is Dana, the proprietor and owner.
My husband Tim and I own the farm. And we've had alpacas now. We've had them here for about 12 years.
12 years.
Yeah, we
wow.
have 70 alpacas. We
70?
have we have 2 llamas and a guanaco.
What's a guanaco?
The guanaco is an animal that originated in Peru, and it is the precursor, sort of, they say, to the llama. Okay. And there are only about 200 to 300 in the United States.
Wow.
And so this one we rescued. She was running wild, and the owner of the property, the owner of the property called us to come and rescue her. So she lives here with us now.
Fantastic. Yeah. And we're going to get an introduction to the animals.
There's the girls are on this side.
The girls are on this side?
The girls are on this side of the property. You will have to keep the males and females separated because they can breed. They can become pregnant at any time.
Oh, really?
Yeah, they don't have a heat season like dogs or cats.
And are they friendly?
For the most part, they're friendly. There's some that are friendlier than others.
That's so sweet.
Yeah, and right now, one of them just gave an alert call. There's something out here. I think I saw a raccoon out this morning. And so they may be a little bit agitated right now because when they give an alert call, all of the animals come together and they can protect each other that way. Oh, so as a herd, they're pretty well protected, and so whenever the one gives the alert call, then they all come together.
Fantastic.
Hi, girl. Hello. Hello. There are 2 different types. There's 2 different types of alpacas. There's the wakaya, which are the fuzzy teddy bear looking ones. Mm-hmm. Those are called wakaya. And then there are the ones like this white one here with the kind of smooth hair. Those are called Surrey alpacas. And their hair grows more in a dreadlock type thing. This is Cornflake. She's the guanaco. You might want to get a picture of her. See, she looks very different, but you can see a little bit of the llamas.
Absolutely.
Our llamas must be in the barn.
Do they allow you to pet them?
She won't allow anybody. We've never been able to get even anywhere near her. She was very wild, and we've had her now for about 3 months, and she just now will come in the barn. She's just gotten to where she'll come in the barn. She's never knew anything about shelter. Yeah.
They don't like me.
It's not that they don't like you. It's just that they've been on alert. So. Okay, then. Hi, girls. What's up? How are you? How is everybody?
They're adorable.
This one is she's like the dominant female in the group. Her name is Valentina.
Valentina?
Yeah, Valentina's she's like the mom of them all. Hi,
and do you
this is
remember all of their
Valentina's
names?
baby. Yes, they all have names. And so, when you get to know them, they know their names. Some of them will even come to their names.
She's beautiful. Look at this one's eyes.
Yeah,
They're really blue.
Can
you get a close-up of that?
She's going to walk away. That one's name is Ciela.
Ciela.
And it's funny, when we first got her, I couldn't remember her name, and so I called her Frank because she's old blue eyes.
Old blue eyes, absolutely.
So she became Frankie.
And do they all have the protruding teeth?
This one here, you have to trim their teeth. Now,
Okay.
in the wild, they chew on rocks and, and brush and things, and it'll kind of grind their teeth down. But when you have them in captivity, we trim their teeth usually once a year. This one she's due for a trimming. They're all going to get sheared May 17th. We shear, and so they'll all be getting shorn. And then when we shear them, we trim their teeth, trim their toenails, give them all their shots, and worm them. And it takes about 5 minutes per animal to do everything.
To do everything,
Yeah,
wow.
yeah. We have,
Now, is their wool used for anything? Like,
oh yeah,
Like a,
I dye. I do hand dyeing of the wool. I sell it.
Oh, really?
And I sell yarn. I have it made into yarn, and I sell the yarn. I also weave and knit with it.
Oh, fantastic.
Yeah, it's really fun.
Yeah. So you're a busy girl.
Yeah. This one's called Holly Berries. Hi, Holly. Hi. This one right here, her name is Betsy Ross. She was born just a little bit before the 4th of July. Oh. And this is her mom. And this is Betsy. This is my husband, Tim.
Hi.
Hi, Tim.
We got a big van there. We could put 3 or 4 of them in right now. No problem.
No?
Run in and get the paperwork.
You can come and touch this one. Come and you can feel her fur. Hold still.
They're amazingly soft.
And she's all covered. She's all covered with hair. They really don't like their heads to be touched so much, but you can touch this. Come here. Let's go, Betsy. Come here. You can put your hand in.
Hi. You're going to let me touch
This
you?
is Snowflake.
Oh, Snowflake, you're
loves
beautiful.
people. Don't spit at me.
And what is their diet like?
They eat hay, and then we give them a little bit of grain every day.
A little bit of green.
Yeah, but for the most part, they eat second cut hay. They like hay.
How did you get involved in this? They're beautiful. Okay, Tim, come on over. 'Cause Tim's over there
Tim,
laughing.
yeah, he's
so
laughing.
it must have been you that got him
No,
into it.
actually, it was a joint effort.
It was a joint effort.
There are tremendous tax advantages to owning them. And that's why you see a lot of people with disposable incomes, doctors, lawyers, professional people will buy them. Because there's a tax bracket called Specialty 179, and it allows you to write off a lot of the expenses at greatly accelerated rates if you want. So like if you were to have 3 or 4 alpacas in attempts of starting a farm, what you would do is, like say you build a barn. If you build a barn that costs you $100,000, with the tax bracket 179, you can either depreciate that in 1 year up to 10 years. So it's a lot of professional people will purchase them, take the depreciation over a couple of years, and then get rid of them. And the beauty of it is they don't even have to have a farm or a house or anything. They can reside at the farm that you purchased them from, but yet the person that purchased them can still take advantage of the tax credits.
Oh, that's great.
So it's like, you see that animal over there, the male, he's got white on underneath his chin, staring
The one
at
right
us.
by the
Oh,
corner.
yes. Right on the edge of the fence by the
That's a
barn.
very, very, very famous animal. Let's see, about 4 years ago now, 3 or 4 years ago, that animal sold for $250,000
Wow.
to a physician in New York City. And very sad story. 6 months after he bought him, he bought several of them, he died. And his widow said, get rid of them. And the farm that sold them to him said, well, we can't pay you for them. We can't take them back. I mean, we can't. And the woman just said, get rid of them. And so the farm in New Jersey called us up because they know we do a lot of rescue work. They said, you want some animals, you're going to get here this week. And I'm like, you know, I really don't want them, but yet I don't want them, you know, being neglected or anything. So we drove down there and we saw their pedigrees. And we're like, oh my God, is this a dream, you know? So we actually picked up the one right behind him too. That was a $500,000 pair, and got them for nothing.
For nothing. Wow.
You know?
Why are they so expensive?
The first alpaca didn't get imported into North America until 1986. It was a trade agreement between North America and South America. And so in order to promote people getting into it, they started a specialty tax bracket, as I said, specialty farming 179, and then they started importing them. And the people that originally did it, incredibly intelligent people with great foresight, because what they did is they set up a registry where every single animal brought into North America had to be DNA typed and everything. And so you can take any animal here, these are all registered, and you can trace their lineage right back to South America. You know who their parents, their grandparents. You can look at that one and I can say, okay, oh, that's a 2-year-old female that had a beautiful baby last year, and you buy her, only to find out that no, it's a 6-year-old female that's never had a live birth. All of that is 100% recorded. They all have microchips in them. And so when a baby's born, we take a drop of blood from it, put it on a DNA card, and send it to the registry. And there's no lying, no mistaking, no nothing. And it's a lot like thoroughbred horses. And
Wow.
so, in 1996, they stopped the importation of all alpacas, so you can't even export them to Canada from the U.S. anymore.
Wow.
So any animal, any alpaca in this country now has been born here. And
Is that a baby?
yep.
He'll be a year old in August.
A year.
Yeah.
So
And you know, she explained, I'm sure Dana explained the two different types, the Wakaya and Masuris. Yeah.
she did.
But yeah, they're fascinating animals. Before the stock market crash, you could not purchase an animal for under $10,000-15,000 a piece. But during and after the stock market crash, the bottomers fell out of the market. And for the average run-of-the-mill alpaca, like most of ours, you could easily buy for $1,000, $2,000, $3,000 now, whereas where even 5 years ago you couldn't touch them. Did you explain cornflake?
Yeah, well, somewhat, yeah.
That's probably the rarest animal you're going to see in New England.
The guanaco.
The guanaco. Although I do not know it. See the one that just picked her head up? She looks like a deer.
Yes.
That's called a guanaco. There are 4 camelid species in South America. The guanaco, the llama, the alpaca, and another animal called the vicuña. And according to what people say, there's only 200 of those vicuñas in all of North America.
Wow.
And it's a very, very sad story associated with her. She was owned by an individual that had quite a herd of them, I guess about 20 of them, and due to some legal and financial difficulties, he was forced to move off the property, and he left her. And so the coyotes would have eaten her for sure. There was snow on the ground, it was cold, she was the only one, there were no fences, and we organized a big rescue. And it's kind of funny because the 3 of us went up there to rescue her one day, and we couldn't catch her. And I absolutely hate Facebook. I hate it with a passion, but Dana goes, I know how we can get some extra people. And so what she did is she went on Facebook and she said, let's get some extra help here. We desperately need help. And in about 6 hours, we had over 300 responses. And so we got, 18 of us. 2 days later, went up and captured her and rescued her, and now she's living here, so the coyotes didn't get her.
Great. And you keep the males and the females separated?
You have to, because they're stimulate ovulators, and in other words, they can breed at any time. In fact, if you go up to Snowflake and start scratching her behind, I'm sure she'll cush right down, and that's actually her starting.
Pass on that part, but thank you.
She'll actually start ovulating and ready to breed.
Oh my goodness.
So you have to keep the males and the females separate. And the huge thing with them is that they're really easy keepers. They won't challenge a fence, but I mean, you look at this and it looks, like we do that to keep the predators out. We don't have to worry about the alpacas escaping. We have to worry about predators getting in here. So, and we have.
It looks like they have a lot of room to move, though.
Yeah, but then, yeah, they do. They have a lot of room. We just put in a new 5-acre pasture out there that we're working on. We own that property out there, and there's a little building out there you'll see with our sign and everything on it, and that's a new piece of property we bought a year ago. And we're going to move all the boys out there to keep them away from the girls.
Oh, great.
And that'll give
Everybody
us
will
more space.
have more room.
That'll give us more space and everything. But We don't let them out in the pasture very much because we have so many deer around here, and the deer carry a parasite known as a meningeal worm, which causes brain wasting disease, and alpacas are very susceptible to it. And so what we do is we dry lot them, and then every 2 or 3 weeks we let them out in the pasture for an hour or so. And then what we do is we have a blood and fecal sampling testing lab in our basement, and after we let them out there, we do fecal samples to make sure that we don't have to treat them for the meningeal worm. But,
Wow, quite the process here.
well,
You didn't know how much you were going to learn, did you?
I didn't. It's fantastic.
it's no different than a sheep, but the difference is you're dealing with a $100,000 animal like one of these, or even a $2,000 or $3,000 animal. You want to make sure they're incredibly healthy, as opposed to a $50 sheep that's going to go to the market in a year anyways. So.
And Dana was explaining how she uses the wool, and is the wool much different than a sheep?
They say, that's her department. They say it's 5 times warmer and 7 times stronger than sheep's wool.
Wow.
But it's up to her whether she takes you in the house and shows you.
It's much softer.
But we do knitting and woven products. That's all her.
Do they all have to be brushed down?
Actually, they really don't get too much. Yeah, when we shear them, we kind of brush their coats out a
I'm
little
gonna get
bit.
to work.
Okay.
Very nice meeting you.
Very
Good luck.
nice meeting
Good luck
you.
with your
Thank
filming.
you. Now we're on the boys' side, and
This little boy is a year old. His name is Invincible Strategy. Invincible Strategy, and his father was that's Smokey.
Look how deep the wool is.
That's Smokey. He loves people.
Smokey, come here. Smokey is kissing our cameraman.
Smokey loves people. He loves to get up and smell your breath. He likes to get right in your face.
Wait, let me get a picture of that.
You're a sweet boy.
Not fast enough, Smokey. Hi.
He just wants
Look,
you.
my breath.
Be careful that he doesn't nip you. Right? He probably won't, but it's possible.
It's like the tango.
I know. It's like, isn't he amazing?
Oh, he's wonderful.
Yeah. And then
Well, the boys are certainly much
boys
more
are much-
flirtatious
yes,
than the
and
females.
this is Gus. This is
Yes, you are. You're adorable. Oh, look at these guys.
This one's called Triton, and he was one of the super expensive prize-winning animals that Tim was telling you about.
Wow.
His name is Triton, and you can see how he's just big. He's very
Wow.
big.
And their
He's a big
fur
boy.
is so thick.
Yeah.
Look at
They're
how
ready
deep
for
it
They're
goes.
getting ready for their haircuts.
Wow.
Feel this one. This guy's got an amazing fleece. You can't even get your hand in there. It's like a Berber carpet, isn't
I
it?
am buried. And he is so warm. My hands are warm.
Yeah. That's why we have to take their hair off over them in May, because they're so hot.
Wow.
That's the alert call.
And they
Did
don't
you
like
hear
their
it?
faces touched?
The guys don't seem to mind it as much. The girls really don't like to have their faces
Sorry,
touched.
guys.
Trying to see what it is they're alerting at. Did you hear that? Oink, oink, oink.
Oh,
that
yeah.
sound
Yep.
they make? That's their alert call. And so they're all looking, but I don't know where on earth they're seeing. Oh, something around here. So these are the guys. This is little Gus. Gus is going to be 2. He's going to be a breeding male.
Hi, Gus.
Yeah.
Can't see your eyes.
I
Can you
know.
see where you're going?
Gussie, Gussie, Gussie. He's got his dreadlocks on.
Oh, they're all beautiful.
Yeah.
Oh, look at this gentleman out here with the blue eyes. Can you
That
see
one's
him?
called- His name is Blue.
Blue.
And he
Hi,
was
Blue.
born. When he
Hi,
was
Blue.
born, there was some kind of an accident with his eye, and his right eye there, the one that's filmed over, he's actually blind in one eye, but he can still see all the other ones. And he has the most amazing fleece. It's the softest fleece of any of the boys. He's beautiful.
Wow. Can you tell us again about the front of them?
This is like right here on the front. Down here on lower is what we call guard hair. And then as opposed to the blanket, which is as if you threw a saddle blanket on him, then that is your prime fleece. That's where the softest fleece comes from. Isn't that right? Yeah. Is that right? Yes. Just a top knot, it would be more for them in the wild. It would kind of just protect their eyes and protect around their face. Normally what we'll do when we shear them is we'll trim this up a little bit so that these guys can see a little better.
Wow. And you do shows? I mean, you've been
Yep.
to the eastern states?
Yeah, we usually do the North American Alpaca Show, which is at the Big E. And then we also do a show in the fall that's in Vermont, the Green Mountain Spectacular, they call it. So
The Green Mountain Spectacular? Wow.
Yeah, we show animals there. We have several. This is Gus. He's won 2 blue ribbons up there.
Oh, nipped me.
Yeah.
That's
Push him
okay.
out of the way. They only have teeth on the bottom.
On the bottom.
And so even when they do nip you, it won't cut you. It's
Right.
just,
Do they have teeth on the top?
They don't
too?
have teeth on the top. They have a hard palate. And so what they do is they grind their food against that hard palate.
Wow.
And that's how they eat. This one's called Mickey D. He's won a couple of ribbons. He's a blue ribbon winner.
Wow.
This little black one over here, his name is Harley. And he's won 2 blue ribbons. So we have some very nice males here. We also do breedings for other farms. So people can bring their alpacas here, or we'll bring a male to them and breed for them.
Great. The reason the camera is moving is because the males are very attracted to our cameraman today. So we're going to cut off here, but we're going to find out more about the uses of the wool and what else Dina does with it. So we're so excited.
Thank you.
Hi, Dina's invited us into her home to show us a little bit more about what they do with the wool. Thank you.
And this is some alpaca yarn that I just took off of my spinning wheel this morning.
So this is a spinning wheel exactly like we see in Snow White.
Just like you see in the fairy tales. And this is it's called a Lindrum wheel, and it's a beautiful, well-balanced, more of a high-tech wheel than they had in Snow White. But it works exactly the same way. And this is the yarn that I had on the wheel this morning. So what happens is you take your fiber, and this is called an orifice. So you take the fiber, it comes out of the orifice, and the wheel turns, which in turn turns this part, and then it makes twist into the yarn. And so that's how yarn is made. And the same principle applies whether it's by hand or in a factory. This is how yarn is made.
Wow, and are these pedals?
The pedals, yeah, the pedals, you push the pedals, which turns the wheel, the drive wheel, which turns this wheel up here. And there is a ratio, so the one turn on this wheel will make this one turn several times. And it puts twist into the yarn.
Wow, so the small pieces actually come out as a long piece of yarn.
Yeah, is a long piece of yarn.
Isn't that amazing?
And I can show you here, I have, this is this is not alpaca, but this is what it looks like when it's cleaned and it's put through, it's a clean piece of fiber that is like raw alpaca fiber. And then this is what you spin. So it comes through the orifice, and then your wheel turns, and it puts twist into the yarn and makes it into yarn.
Oh, and it just keeps attaching.
Yeah, just keep turning. Just
Wow.
keep turning.
So
and
what do
keep
you have to
attaching.
do to it first after you? So you obviously have to wash it because they've been out in the mud.
you wash it and then you comb it, and
Do
it
you
would
wash it in
be.
the washing machine or hand wash?
You hand wash or send it to a mill. I send it. The bulk of our yarn, our fiber, goes to a mini mill, a small operation, and they wash it. They have machines that actually wash it. However, I keep some fleeces and I wash them here.
Can you wash them by hand?
Yeah, wash them by hand.
But how come when they're in sweaters we can't wash them anymore?
You can wash them, but you have to do it in cold water.
Cold water.
Yes,
And
always
lie
cold
flat.
water and lie it flat.
Oh, okay.
Yeah.
That's the trick.
Yeah. Or hang to dry.
Hang to dry, or they become doll clothes.
Yes, doll clothes or pet sweaters.
Pets. Exactly, especially with your cute dogs.
Yeah. So if you guys like, I'll take you upstairs and show you some of my yarns.
Oh, that sounds fantastic. Hi, just started to look around and start shopping. We're in Dana's shop. Come on in. She's going to show us everything that she does. Starting with one of these beautiful scarves. Dana, tell us
These
about
are
your...
This is where
Purple area.
This is where I have fun. This is where I play, and right now it's kind of full because I am getting ready for shows. I have the New Hampshire Sheep and Wool show the first part of May, so I'm kind of getting ready for that. And right now everything is just kind of thrown in here. This is my loom. It's a 60-inch Leclerc 8-shaft floor loom, and on it right now I have a warp. I've been making rugs. So the rugs that are downstairs in the living room, those are my hand-woven rugs, made of alpaca.
Made of alpaca.
Yeah, so you'll have to see those when we go back down, pay attention to those. This is a linen warp, and then I use the alpaca, which is here in this bin. This is one of the bundles, and this is called, it's coarse spun. So what this is all of the leg fiber, the basically the junk fiber from the alpacas. Mm-hmm. We take it and we spin it around a core of cotton, and then you can make rugs or hats or big scarves, all kinds of things out of this. It's not soft like the alpaca. You know, it's fairly
still
coarse,
soft.
but
It's softer
it's
than
still
wool.
soft. Yeah, it's softer than wool, but it's still fairly coarse. But these are some of the colors that I have. These are all natural colors from our alpaca from last year's shearing. So I'm making rugs out of them. Thank you.
Do you dye some of them different colors?
These I haven't dyed yet. I could, but I haven't dyed those yet. But I have yarns that I dye. And then this is another thing. This is another project bag. I weave these and then stitch them. Yeah, this is woven and then sewn. So these are some of the things that we do. This particular one is not alpaca, but I do make alpaca ones as well.
Wow, this is a perfect travel bag.
Yeah,
you can fit everything in, or for the beach this summer.
Or any kind of craft shows. You want to go and fill it up with goodies.
So are you online as well?
Yeah, we have, it's www.purgatoryfallsalpaca.com.
Alpaca.com. Purgatory Falls Alpaca.com. And they can see some of these amazing products.
Yeah, or they can come here and visit.
They can come and visit. Yeah. And your number that should they make a reservation in advance?
Yeah, we ask that people call.
Okay.
Yeah,
we called at the end of the driveway on our Saturday drive to nowhere, and Dina was gracious enough to ask us to come in.
I'm thrilled that you guys are here. It's really fun to be a part of the show.
Oh, thank you. Well, this is so fairy tale accessible. It's a wonderful.
Well, if you're looking for a fairy tale weekend, please come and visit us.
Absolutely. This would be a fairy tale weekend, especially for children. Mm-hmm. The animals are so friendly. Mm-hmm. And if you go, tell them the head fairy sent you.